Yeah,
We live.
baby. We are live. Let me hook up the Instagram real quick though. Give me 3 seconds on that. We got a special guest. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Incredible. There we go. Go live on IG now. Yes, favorite perspective, expected, so accepted. All ball reaction. Dale un like, un comentario y suscribe.
Hey man, y'all know the drill. Share, like, subscribe. Hey boss, I don't know what he be saying. I hope he ain't talking about us. Do you know what he said?
You talking about my mom, man. That ain't cool. She really been working on herself.
Well, listen, man. Let me give you the proper introduction. Good guy. Forget the ball for a minute. Just a great human being. Been solid since day one. Show nothing but love. Cali's own, former Clipper, former NBA player. For us, former legend. My guy Keith Kloss, the real boss, is in the building. How you feeling, my brother?
Man, another day in paradise, fellas. It's
Yes.
good. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, man.
Yes. Same to you. Happy New Year to you and your family. Listen, man, we just want to say before we get started, we just good guys like that, humble, very appreciative, and you be busy. So thank you for taking out the time to chop it up with us.
Hey, it's an honor and privilege always.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I want to get right to it, right? Quick question. Are you in tune with today's NBA, or you don't even pay it no mind no more?
I hardly ever paid any mind. I'll check some highlights, but that's it. I'm not tuning into any games.
All right. Let's stay there. Please, why aren't you tuning into any games?
I have a hard time connecting with today's NBA basketball. And what I mean by that is they remove the physicality from the game, and it's either 3 pointers or get to the rack. Mid range has disappeared. Got a lot of flop artists out there. It's just overall soft and low IQ.
Wow. Because you know what's crazy, boss? Me, loving the game of basketball. I'm starting to feel the same way. And like you said, what today, if you played, what would your game be like today?
Oh man. Well, there's 3 cats right now. Well, 4 that remind me of my 5 that remind me of my playing style. Anthony Davis, Jokic, Wemby, Bol, Jet. Those guys play my style. My style of game.
Wow. Fade.
Is there, because he just read my mind with that, because I'm always thinking of when they talk about like Kevin Garnett is often brought up when they bring up Giannis, and maybe Giannis is somebody else. I mean, you got more. I think you have more agility than Giannis, but defensively, I think when I think of Kevin Garnett and this era, the way they could just go 1 through 5. You're a guy, late 90s. You guarded basically 1 through 5. Is there anybody else that's in that category that you think right now that can really be, besides Wemby and everything, or even in the last 20 years, that reminds you of the KG and yourself?
Ooh, man. Wow, that's a slim list. That's a very slim list. Cliff Robinson, rest in peace.
Wow.
Cliffy.
Yes. Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah, he was one that could, and he proved it. You know what I mean? He made it to a couple of defensive teams, during his career. He was 6'10", 6'11", doing it. And then there's also David Robinson. Got to give him. Hakeem Olajuwon. Got to give those guys props because of their amazing footwork. Footness, the ability to stay in front of the smaller defender. And they were pretty successful at it. Of course, every once in a while, there's going to be a few that get us in that blender, man, and and do what they do.
Right.
But
right.
yeah, it's a very, very slim list. I'll say that you guys bring up Giannis. Look, we didn't have to travel. So when I bring up footwork,
right,
they allow players to travel today. and it carries over. I'm coaching youth basketball in Costa Rica, man, and it's a worldwide epidemic.
Wow.
You know, with those three steps. Not even during our matches, our games. I'm looking at the referees and I'm like, ooh, you know, even when my players do it, you know, because I work with them on, I'm trying to correct that, you know, in their game, you know. But man, old habits are hard to crack sometimes. Hopefully, I have enough time, you know, to get that through to them, you know, and because damn, it's terrible to see.
Wow. Wow. Let me ask you a question. Cause you know me, I go overboard and you keep it as thorough as I've ever met anybody. And I love talking to you, right? Am I bugging to think that the league, the way it is today, they made it like that so some guys can have that advantage? Because Giannis back in y'all day, I'm not saying he wouldn't be good or great. I don't know. But he wouldn't be able to get away with what guys get away with. Like you said, the traveling, the running people over, where it's basically no bag. It's like, do you think the league is purposely doing that?
It is purposeful, you know.
Wow.
They are doing it purposely, because they're not calling it. By not calling it, they are doing it purposely.
Wow. Wow.
See,
It's like, man, it sucks. This brand of basketball absolutely sucks.
Wow.
It sucks.
Wow.
you know, I wouldn't, to be honest with you, right? Because I grew up a Knicks fan in the '90s. They wanted to wipe out, you know, Derek Harper with the hand checking but when you look back at the rules, they actually got rid of a lot of these rules in the '70s. The one thing that they started doing was actually enforcing it. So you know, it's like having the police around. The police, they can have all the rules they want. It depends on what they enforce. The referees or the police, right, enforcing the right rules. And for me, I don't even like. I'll take the flopping. I'll take the traveling. But you touched on something earlier. The heart. Can we make tough love great again? Because I saw a story with you, just to throw it back, when you came up with Kobe. You and Kobe were on the same either summer league team. It
I
was,
coached.
you could break that down for me. I think it was
I
Tim
was
Thomas, who's
I
a
was the
big
summer
time New
league.
York City
I
guy.
was the summer league coach. Yeah, I was the summer league coach at the ABCD camp. Yeah, you know, and guys. I mean, it was a different time, different era. You know,
Wow.
and guys were really students of the game. They studied the game. They studied players. They studied playing styles, and they added bits and pieces of you know, the guys they liked to the game. You know, that's why, you know, you mentioned Kobe. He took bits and pieces from everybody. You know, on the phone or in person with Mike. Reggie Miller spoke about how Kobe asked him one time to show him a move that he does, and I'll be damned if he started using it on us during the season. You know, nobody's. Why isn't anyone talking to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar about the being taught the sky hook? You know, excuse me. Why aren't more guys going to see Hakeem Olajuwon and learn his footwork techniques?
Right.
You know, because he had the best footwork out of all the big men.
Right.
You know,
Right.
his footwork is, man, impeccable. He was like a guard.
Wow.
You
Wow.
know, so even guards can benefit from Kobe went took a bit. You know, he went to see a big man and got some jewels from him for his
Right.
game. People always talk about how crazy Kobe's footwork was. Well, he's learning from people. He's asking. You know, he's getting his knowledge and he's getting these jewels from people. You know, and then applying it. You know, very very successful as a result of that.
Once again,
Not
man,
enough
we got
guys. We don't get calls. We don't get calls from a lot of younger players. You
right.
know, it don't really happen like that. Not like when we were coming up. You know what I'm saying? We reach out to each other, talk to each other about this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Asking questions and trying to learn. You know,
Wow.
besides watching TV, watching the game ourselves. And studying that way and then catch it. If we're lucky, if they caught a replay or somebody recorded it, all right, we watch it again.
Yeah.
We
Well,
go work, man, it's different. It's different. A lot of things are different.
yeah. Listen, man, we got the legend, man, Keith Kloss in the building. Now, Kloss, you know who I'm starting to listen to a lot? Rasheed Wallace, right?
Yeah.
And he basically, because you're a defender, even though, like you said, y'all didn't have the freedom. Matter of fact, let me ask you this before we go there. When they say Wemby is the first thing we've ever seen at that height, no, you in that category exactly. And now seeing the freedom that these guys have, how do you guys, as far as the elder statesmen, how do y'all feel? It's almost like, let me make you laugh before you answer. It's almost like guys getting locked up for weed 20 years ago, and then now the weed is legal. How do you feel when these guys got all the freedom in the world when a guy like you who had that bag was told, nah, this is what you got to do? How do y'all feel right now today?
All of us feel the same. Like, man, we be out here eating. We be overeating. You know what I'm saying? Because again, the things that we weren't allowed to do, they're doing so freely and really being able to show everything that's in their bag. Guys like myself whose bags were deep, we look at it and we laugh. Man, we be killing these kids. We be killing them. Plus, we had the athleticism as well, but with the game being so wide open, more guys are showing their athleticism on a larger scale. It's like you got how many different guys from each team. You got about 3 dudes on each team who can get you some highlight dunks, throughout the season. You know what I mean? And they're showing these 3 dudes consistently.
Right.
We're only seeing. You see Mike, Pip every once in a while. They'll show a big man dunking on somebody. Kevin Johnson back in the day when he caught a team in the playoffs. Those are the things. Man, if the game, and that's when it was tougher. Now, if the game was more open like today, oh man, there'd be so many more people that we didn't know, could really fly like that.
Right.
Because they were getting touched coming into that thing.
Right. So hold on. Stay right there. Hold on, Fabe. Just real quick. When you say touched in the paint, like I said, I've been watching Rasheed Wallace, and he he said it like they took defense out the game. And I forgot my guy, Rajah Bell. He said, yo, they blackballed Rajah Bell out the league because he would show up on Sunday morning televised Channel 7 games, and he's gone, rest his soul, Kobe Bean Bryant, line to line. And the NBA didn't like that. How do you feel being a defender with the game just basically turning defenseless?
AllBall likes to play defense. Wemby, you can tell he likes to play defense. He's challenging everything. What my man, what's his name?
Check.
Big fella used to be with the Rockets. Harden was always throwing them lobs.
Oh, Capella, Clint Capella.
Clint Capella. He used to play defense. He was always, on a play of the week, tossing somebody's stuff. We don't even hear from the dude anymore. Wow. Fell off, but once upon a time, so Jared Allen. You don't see as many highlight blocks from Jared Allen anymore, who's known as a great defender for right now.
Wow, facts.
So what's going on? It makes you wonder, is there an agenda where, but will Wemby fall off like that? Or will they start, bringing some of that back because, okay, this kid is,
I'm wondering also because, like I said, with the Kobe story, I don't want to harp on it, but I immediately heard that the biggest difference is a bunch of NBA players, former players, everybody that's our age. We know that there was a difference in what to expect. And the
Yeah,
first thing that stood out to me was you said, I saw his pops punch him in the chest and drag him on Kobe Bryant and punch him in his chest, drag him on the floor, and he was crying. He told him, "You listen to
man,
your coach." That is gone.
yeah.
I'm talking about. I have family members that say, "Oh, you can't let the teacher do that." What? Every level of enforcement is gone. At what point do you think that happened in basketball? Was it early 2000s, 2010? Is there a point? Can you pinpoint it?
The 2010s. The 2010s is when it disappeared.
Wow. Wow.
Was there a
Gone.
moment? Is it Braun? Is it? Can we blame Braun?
It,
Is it like?
people, a lot of people probably would want to, or they'll want to blame Steph Curry, or the truth of the matter, man, is this is a business. There's billions and billions and billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, being exchanged, in this business of NBA basketball. Look at the size of the contracts guys are getting. Guys are signing for 250, you know, 250. Listen, Siakam signed a 4-year deal for what? Two what? So it's or 190 or something like that. But they gotta protect the investment, man. They gotta protect the investment because when guys in our era started getting the big contracts, some of them were getting hurt. Larry Johnson got a big contract in New York. He got
Right.
hurt. Then a little later on, Baron Davis got a big contract. He got hurt. You know, guys who were difference makers on their teams after signing, what was the max at their time, they started getting hurt.
Right.
So the owners, hey, we got to protect our money. Otherwise, this dude's taking all of it and can't play another game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's a guaranteed contract.
Yeah.
They treat him like a
So
Ferrari. They park the Ferrari in the garage and just keep it shined up and don't let it no revving, no
right,
nothing.
right. Keep it under that, under that car cover every once in a while. Pull it out in the driveway. You know, wash it, shine it up. Let people, go, oh man, you know what I'm saying? Eye buster, put people in, put it on back.
Yeah.
Low management.
Mm.
Low management. That's
Hey,
low management.
hey, Claus, when you was playing, was that word did that word exist?
No. Yeah, I'm no, maybe in another profession, but never basketball.
Wow.
Now, okay, they may have sat you for a quarter or for a half,
Right.
but come on, man, the whole game, not just one game, but multiple games, 10, 15, 25 games, 30 games, dudes are actually, teams are sitting them out.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, that's not fair to the consumer, to the fans who, like the argument was made. Their favorite players coming to town. So they don't even get to see them but once, especially if they're in different conferences, different
Right.
coaches. And dudes sitting out for load management, they done stayed up all their little pennies and quarters for this, and they can't even get what they paid for. They can't see what they paid for.
Right. Let me ask you a question. Yeah, heyday. What was better for you? Dunking on a legendary player or blocking their shot?
Both.
Mm.
Both. It was the same. It was the same. Both. Love.
What was your best
Absolutely love.
what was your best block shot?
My best, Charles Barkley.
I was
They
about to
showed
say
it on
that.
his
I see
yeah, they
that one.
showed it on his special. Yeah, when I blasted it half court. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I could have said Mike. You know, I blocked him a few times. You know, like 4 or 5 times. But Charles Barkley, yeah, that was the most satisfying because he was a shit talker. You know, and he was just talking crazy to me. You know, in that very play. You know, because I tried. You know, they played me at the 4 that game, and you know, I had already gotten a quick foul trouble as soon as I got in the game, you know, not listening to the coach. Charles is talking shit to me. Clyde is like, young fella, everybody knows Chuck only goes left. Don't let him go left, you know. So, amazingly enough, Bill Fish didn't sub me out of the game after I got those 2 quick fouls. And, you know, Charles is barking at me. And so, as the game progresses, you know, I'm flipping back and forth between him and Dream. I got put up in the dream shake, you know, for the first time that game. And then second half, Charles getting a little sloppy with the handle. And so I'm thinking, okay, I might be able to, you know, go ahead and snatch these from him. You know, and I just missed one. And he, you know, he stepped back and pulled his mouthpiece out and was like, hey, man, don't be fucking reaching. And then put his mouthpiece back in. He crossed me, thought he lost me. I stayed with him the whole time. Footwork. That's the defensive shuffle I was in. You know, staying with him. And he tried to up fake me. I ain't fall for it. I'm waiting for that shot to go up and punch it to half court. And he pushed me in the chest, started laughing and said, fuck you. You know? But
Yo. Hold on, Fabian. See, you know what I love most about that story? The competitiveness. The like what the game is missing today. Like you said, guys took pride into you ain't gonna, who you think you was blocking my shot, and they gonna come right back at you. They gonna talk mess.
Yeah.
They gonna put hands on you. Yeah. Do you think the game misses that a lot?
Hell yeah. And look, remember when Mike used to come and you know, get blocks from the weak side or from the back side, you know what I'm saying, off the rotation on the post?
Yeah.
So remember, I done blocked them a couple times, you know, either guarding them or rotating. And they because of the advantage that I was having over him and Ron and those guys, they went back to a big lineup. You know, put Mike back out, you know, at the 2.
Right.
So I had to switch back down on the longer, you know, and while Brent Berry, Kwiatkowski traded off on who's guarding Mike and Ron. But so I go up for my baseline jump up on Longley, you know, he fouls me. My shot goes flying into the crowd. And I'm like, wait a minute. And, you know, Mike land next to me and he didn't even say nothing. He just, you know, because it was regular. You know what I mean? And he had to let me know, yeah, I'm right here. You know, I was no different because he did it to everybody. He did it to everybody. You know,
Yeah.
we don't have that. Come on. Who's doing that from that position?
Wow.
Who's making that extra rotation to help, you know, stop that big man from scoring down there?
Big point.
Nobody. If it ain't a direct double team, you know, off rip, what if you can't double them? Then what? You know, and a lot of times they're posing, you know, waiting for that Polaroid shot, you know, watching dudes, you know, score over them.
Right. Wow.
I understand as a shot blocker, I understand there's a time and a place to be able to know when to go after something and when to leave it alone. You know, but come on, they leave it too much alone. It's like they just give up on the play and get ready to run down so that they can try to get a quick bucket on the other end. You know, they're running the score up through the lack of defense. Somebody just scored 150 something points the other night, I heard.
They've been scoring 150 all year.
Yeah, 140, 150. That's every week. Both every week.
Right. So, and this is in an era with no defense. So, I say that to say this. Back in the 80s, they were doing that too. They said the 80s were brutal. You know, I played in the 90s. I grew up watching the 80s. So, yeah, I could say what I saw was brutal, but they average, teams were scoring 140, 150, 130, quite regularly back then. So they say that if that's the case, only, the difference is being the level of defense played in both eras. Then how does that make this era more skilled?
Great question. Wow.
How can you say they're more skilled? They were doing it back then.
No, Fabian, try to answer this question. I want to stay here
because
the argument all the time is today. Hold on, a Fade, boss know what he doing. That was smooth right there. Because when you watch Gilbert Arenas, as entertaining as he is, these dudes will listen. They will put that on their grave that this today is so skilled that it's like no other. So Fabian, your thoughts on what Klaus just said?
I think we got guys like Klaus, right? Did you see other guys around you at that time that were like you per se? Like, was there at least 2 or 3 guys that couldn't come to the league for whatever reason? Because they were what was in demand was the Oakleys of the world and the big, stronger dudes. Because nowadays it seems like they're aiming to get more clauses into the league because they weren't allowed to be there back then. So my thing is, when they say that, it just sounds like they're lying, like they're leaving out the fact that no, we have to go get what we talked about the other day, AllBall, 2 or 3 guys per team to guard Shaq. Every team, just for one man. For one man. So we remove those 2 or 3 guys. Guess what? Now we have all these skilled players. Yeah, it's skilled. Yo, Klaus, I don't even watch football anymore because these supposed skilled wide receivers. I ain't watching that. That ain't football. Same thing with so basketball almost lost me the same way. Now, hold on a second. I want to go back to your skill set of blocking. This is rare. You set the record for blocks as a freshman. Or as I'm sorry, as a sophomore. Back-to-back seasons. Yeah, back-to-back seasons you led in blocks. So, but you're only one of 6 guys that led the NCAA with blocks. How did you learn that? I mean, besides being tall and athletic, come on, whatever God gave you, but you will do when you talked about footwork, all of that. How did you really learn what these kids need to be learning?
Great question.
Because I was always playing against, players that were faster than me, and so you have no choice but to either keep up or fall by the wayside, and so I did whatever I could to keep up with them, and I don't like when the other team scores. 9 times out of 10, the person that I'm guarding is shorter than me already, so of course I'm gonna put my hand up and try to deflect it, throw them off, make them throw up some trash because I don't want them scoring. I don't even like my teammates getting scored on. That's why I rotate over. Get so many blocks coming, from outside the frame. That was just my mentality. I'm not gonna let you score. Well, I'm gonna do my best to not let you score.
Right.
Sometimes sometimes my timing was off. It was like, oh, I should let this one go, and then next thing you know, I'm on a poster. But I've already made the commitment to go. I'm already committed.
Right.
And then it's like, damn, too late. But all right, hey, I'm there. They today is just pose. They just pose.
Nat, hold on, real quick. Now that he's saying that, Fade, like, I love these talks because now you can reflect and really think. There's only one big man, well, maybe 2, that kind of tries to even make an attempt, and it's Gobert and Anthony Davis. I don't see in Giannis to a certain extent, but you still have, like, Brook Lopez went from being defending player of the year sometimes to he don't even be in the paint. You got Joel Embiid. It's like, yo, bro, I don't even think he averages a block. So, wow, Klaus, now that you're thinking about it, you got these guys 6'10", 6'11", 7 feet. And it's like, how you not averaging 2 blocks a game? How you not even distracting nothing? Wow,
Right.
fade that. I'm sorry.
I forgot.
No,
Yeah,
no,
excuse me. I forgot about Gobert. No disrespect to Rudy. You know, very
throwback.
few. Yeah, very
Yeah.
few.
So, but see, what you just said right now embodies this whole damn generation, bro. That's how I feel. These kids don't want to be embarrassed. Like you said, I went up, I
Right.
committed. All right, I got dunked on. People get scared. They're scared to get punched in the face. You know, the violence is mad random nowadays because you just want to end it. You don't want to be embarrassed. So
Right.
I believe, you know, when they use the word skills, you know, just because they look at let's say what was the guy from the Utah Jazz back in Mark Eaton? They look at him and they're like, yo, these guys are going to work. These are the guys that are
Yeah.
willing to take the block shots. And Alonzo Mourning used to get dunked on all the time. All the time. But he was a
He ain't
premier
turned
shot
down
blocker.
nothing. He ain't turned down nothing.
Facts.
You know
And he
what
was
I'm saying? These dudes turned down everything. they turned down everything.
So,
You know,
Claus, do you
their stand was turn up. You know what I'm saying? They all turned down.
do you think that these guys just like, and this is my opinion, and you could tell me how you feel about this, that especially the perimeter guys, because you said you came up and you had to learn how to guard the speedy guys. Well, it
Yeah.
seems like the NBA adopted all those speedy guys, got rid of the real dudes, the real big dudes, and you got all the perimeter guys that are not willing to take these risks. They look like they just want to be rappers and be cool and pose, like you said. Like
Yeah.
on IG. Is that so? When you hear the word skilled, is that why it's offensive? Because it's like, bro, hold on. We weren't skilled. Our big men weren't skilled. Are you crazy?
Yeah. That's exactly what I mean. That's exactly what, the rest of the guys who, from our era who said it. It's exactly what they meant.
wow. Wow. Wow.
Guys were
Boss.
really, I was told not to shoot. I was told, do not shoot.
Wow.
We just
Wow.
want you to play defensive rebound. I was
Wow.
supposed to be DeAndre Jordan, which ain't bad because that's gotten him longevity.
Yeah. Yeah.
JaVale McGee, longevity.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So go there, longevity. The young fella, Jared Allen, he's,
No, same thing. Yeah, yeah. Like you said, these
yeah,
guys is
yeah,
not, they don't even look for the ball on offense at all. But like you said, they're given the freedom and opportunity and they getting that longevity. And these guys getting 15 years in the league.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna say it for you, Claus. Jared Allen is a watered down Keith Claus with that afro. You got to chop that off and show more toughness on the court, Jared Allen. Knock it
No,
off.
but no. Hold on. I want to hold on.
Dude, all
Claus.
right.
Now I like.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm messing with him. I'm messing with him
I
because
want
we
to ask
killed
you
them.
something.
My bad, but we killed them last year in the playoffs. Claus, I'm a Knicks fan, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hold on. Let me Claus. Let me ask you something. Right? Do you think right now the organizations and the coaches is telling some of these players to dumb it down on defense? Because like you said, all of a sudden, the Jared Allens, the Rudy Goberts, the Brook Lopez's, it's 2 years ago, these guys was like defending. And right now, there's literally none from them. Do you think how it was going back in the days that might be some of the rumblings? Like, hey, slow down a little bit.
Nah. What happened was personnel changed. The bodies changed. Guys went out, new guys came in.
Okay.
And certain guys were having success right away. And so the rest of the team said, okay, we need to go get us one. So what ended up happening is now teams are playing that spread offense, that 5 out, pass and cut, pass screen away, So and your big man's got to be able to shoot in that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you see a guy like Brook Lopez, man, longevity because he had that 3-ball in his bag.
Right.
So when the time came, and all the big men are shooting these threes, hold on, let me show you something real quick. Oh, he's got that too. All right, let's give him an extension. Let's keep him around. You know what I mean?
Right.
because he was throwback. He was throwback prior. You know, well, he's still throwback. He's still throwback. He just was able to show everything he has.
Yeah.
Once guys like Dirk Nowitzki, Dino Radja, Tony Kukoc, where the guys start coming from overseas, the big men who can step out, 20 and more, people wanted to see more of that. Coaches wanted more of that. So now you got an influx. You got KD, Rashard Lewis, they're Tim Thomas,
Yeah. Antoine Walker.
Big Antoine Walker, but I'm talking about 6'10" and up.
Right. Okay.
Who are because remember they're calling them.
What's your guy from Portland? Same thing.
Cliff. Yeah. Cliff.
No, not Cliff.
Arvidas.
Oh, right.
Sabonis.
No. He played with Dame Lillard in them.
Oh, LaMarcus Aldridge.
LaMarcus Aldridge. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, because remember they start calling him a spread four.
Right.
They switch from power forward to a spread four because he can spread the floor.
Right.
And unclog that paint for that big man. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, then the fives, they come in and they're firing up threes of guys who under what's normal nowadays, but under certain circumstances they would have been, on the block.
Yeah.
But these dudes are shooting threes, and they're shooting 30, between 29 and 36%. And you've got a couple who are 38, 39%. But to have that element, it'll get you out of a bind in a shot clock situation. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
man, it makes sense if you look at it like that.
I think I read that you were born in Connecticut.
Yeah, Hartford, Connecticut.
But you're from LA. I want to stay in LA. LA.
You said you want to stay in LA?
Yeah, I want to stay in terms of the conversation real quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's 82 degrees, bro. In January. It's 82 degrees in January, bro. I'm cool. They cold right now.
I wish I could show you the window right now. It's snowing over here in New York. So thanks, Mr. Claus, for showing off.
Hey, look,
it is 20 degrees.
Bro, a year ago I was in Istanbul, Turkey, freezing just like you because it's on the same line as New York. So we got the same weather. Man, I don't miss that. I don't miss that one bit. I'm talking to a friend the other day who's from Chicago. He's been out here 13 years. He was, over some coffee, we just laughing and talking about, man, you remember, hey, Adam, remember that hawk, the way he used to come off the lake? I said, oh, dude. I said, brother, I don't miss it one bit. He said, my blood done thinned out. He said, 65 degrees. I started to get a little chilly and, want to go get a sweater on. It's 65. It's a cool day, a good day in most places, most cold climate cities. You know what I'm saying? Where dudes, they'll walk around in a white beater at 65.
Yeah.
I'm skinny, dude. So, 65, that's a little too cold. 70 pushing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So to be in the, hey, yeah, you can have that. You can have that. I take this climate all day. I'm taking it all day, bro.
Yeah.
Well, that LA climate, let's go to the Lakers real quick. Anthony Davis, we talking about mentality for the most part, and he's a guy that's supposed to be, I guess, like a stretch four kind of dude. He was a point guard in high school, and you hear about his handles and everything. And the biggest criticism of him has been that he doesn't want to play the five. He doesn't want to play center. Is there anything that someone like yourself, if you want a coaching staff on a team with him, convincing him, how do you convince someone to go, bro? You could kill everybody right now. Are you insane? Is there a way to
He
do that?
knows that. He knows that, but the game doesn't always call for that. The situations change. Possession of possession. And then the coaches are the ones, for the most part, who are calling, who are directing the game flow. What happens in a set situation. So if they're not calling his number to be down there on a block on a certain play, then that's just what it is. And they don't like running sets anyway. Everybody likes to get out and run.
Right.
They want to play transition ball. So, you're going to have them a lot of times coming up on a trail and firing off a three. Going into a trail drag and then pick and pop situation for a three. Every once in a while he'll roll and, dunk on somebody to get a pretty finish on the basket. But again, it's very, very situational, very much situational.
Got you. Klaus, I want to ask my last question, and maybe Fabian could ask something, but because we ain't gonna keep you long, like I said, we always appreciate it. You've seen both Kobe and Mike, right? And you know there's some people that have Kobe as their GOAT. You seeing both of them. Are people crazy to say Kobe is better than Mike?
No, they're not crazy. They're not right. They're not wrong. Because he's the closest thing to Mike we've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? It's like 1A and 1B when it comes to Mike and Kobe. Which one is and as far as because they talk about the GOATs. I got Kareem at number one. And then Mike and Kobe, they can, well, Kareem and Mike can interchange their 1 and 2, to be honest. And then Kobe's 3. On my all-time, on my GOAT list, he's number 3.
Klaus, hold on, Klaus, stay there. Why? Just real quick, I don't mean to cut you off. Why do people have a hard time making Kareem the GOAT?
Because they'll say, oh, he 3 of the rings he won with Magic. 4. He's got 5 rings he won with Magic, 1 with Oscar. So, they'll say that it wasn't always his team. Those Showtime Lakers. But we know they slowed the ball down for him. To show that this is still his team. Magic's running the show, and got it looking pretty with this and that and that. But the main character is still Kareem.
Right.
What makes a show successful? When you have a good co-host, a good co-star. When you got a good co-star, Martin had Cole. You know what I'm saying? He had Tommy, dudes that were funny. He had Pam. People who were funny. Funny co-stars. So he had a successful,
Right.
Yeah.
Complementary pieces.
If you got a good co-star, he had good co-star. So if you got a good co-star with you, it's gonna be all right.
At all. Is there anything that you think would change the game today automatically? Like, I think hand checking would change a lot of stuff, because everyone forces, in my opinion, I think people, they automatically think of a point guard and a two guard hand checking, but we forget that the centers and power forwards and small forwards, they get to hand check you too. So Wemby on the perimeter, he can't just do whatever he wants with Anthony Mason on him. Not happening. So I think it will lead to having to make the half court clock 10 seconds again. You got to slow everything down. So that's my number one thing I think I would change about the league. Is anything you would change, like one rule that will go, all right, once we enforce this, we're getting back to what I like to see.
Man, it's a toss up between the hand checking and then those flagrants. Those flagrant fouls they calling down, down in the paint.
Right.
dude get, clipped in the head, although the defender's obviously going for the block, for the ball, and whoever got the ball might be manipulating it, and get clipped in the head, oh, he's out of the game. That changes, that changes the game. That hurts the game, because again, that also leads to dudes posing, because they ain't trying to get thrown out of a game if they hit somebody in the head. Bro, Scottie Pippen flipped me. He flipped me.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I landed on my back. You know what I'm saying? Landed on my back. My feet were still up in the air, and my feet just bam. I rolled over, did a couple push-ups, hit my free throws. Game continued.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm 7'3", 220. I'm a skinny dude. Most would consider me a lightweight at my height. But I got hit like that, man, and still knocked down my free throws and continued to play the game. And that was a couple of days after I got jumped. You know what I'm saying? So, now, I'll say this. That last game, after that, he flipped me. I ain't play. I had whiplash. We was up in Seattle. I got dressed and I was okay. Came out the tunnel. Somebody called my name. Bruh, I swear, Fabian, I wanted to turn and see who it was. And my neck wouldn't move. I was just stuck. I tried to, and that pain just shot all through. And, that's how I ended up missing what would have been my last NBA game. Whiplash from not letting my head hit the ground when Pippen, flipped me, when he low bridged me. Had that been in today's era, he's thrown out of the game. He may have been suspended for a couple games.
Wow.
And got a nice size fine behind. It's different, bro. We ain't built the same.
But we ain't built the same. You know what though? Just I want to say something real quick. We had Anthony Acker on, man. He had got drafted by the Detroit Pistons, had a little stint with them, right? And we was chopping it up. And what I see in y'all era that I don't see at all today, the challenge. Nobody takes a challenge. I love when Barkley talk about when he met Jordan in the finals. And he said to himself, I'm the best player in the world. It ain't Michael Jordan. And how he took that challenge. Right. These guys don't want to take no challenges, man. It just and that's what made Kobe, God rest his soul, different. Like when he played for the USA team and he told LeBron and them, I'm gonna run right through his chest.
Right through. Yeah. When he ran through Paul. Yeah.
Right.
That's his teammate during the regular season. But you know what? It's war right now. I'm setting the tone. This is what it is.
Right. So I'm saying today, to me, no matter if they bring back hand checking, no matter about all of that, if these guys don't have the mentality to take the challenge and want to just go at each other's necks and be great, to me, I think that's what the game is missing more than anything.
Yeah.
Nobody guards each other. Like I said, you're never going to get Curry guarding Kyrie or Kyrie guarding Curry for a whole game. You're never going to get LeBron guarding Kevin Durant. But we had back in the days, Michael guard Clyde and vice versa, things of that nature. So for me, taking the challenge, I think that's what's missing most in the game.
Yeah, it is missing. Hell, you remember Mike's actually, Magic. Let's go back to 92, All-Star weekend. The All-Star game when Magic came back, and played. You see how Mike, went at him. Isaiah went at him. The greats. You know what I'm saying? The greats were going at it with each other. And even look how different it is even with the All-Star game today. It ain't even a pickup game. I've seen pickup games that are more competitive than an NBA All-Star game.
Wow.
You feel me? Trash.
No, that's bad.
Like Bubba Dub say, trash.
Yo, um, this one, this is tough for me to ask because I can't really blame it on. I was thinking Joker versus Embiid, but they're both, I guess, European, but one is Eastern European. And when they play in Philly, yeah, Embiid will show up and he kills them. Like he kills Joker.
Yeah,
But when they go to
yeah.
Denver, Embiid is a no-show. I guess it all ties in together, but I do want to ask because Embiid's not from here. Is it an American thing that these guys are living this Hollywood life and they think they're Hollywood stars compared to the international game where these guys, even Luca, came up tough as a young pro, or as an underage guy in the pros? Is that a Euro? Is that an
Right.
international thing compared to America?
They have their Hollywood moments overseas for sure. You know, but the NBA is always a bigger, brighter stage. And so our guys, they look for the best ways to market themselves. And whether it's through the flashy dress, that's shown when guys are coming through the tunnel for the game. Now this guy's known for his swag or the sneaker collection. That guys have, man. The whole thought process between the eras is it's different, man. And it's all because of social media. You know, we didn't have social media back then. We still had dial up. You know what I'm saying? We still the screen, the print on the screen was still green.
Right.
You feel me? So, but people want to say, "Oh, this is the evolution of the game." The way that it's gone today, and to an extent, yeah. But damn, they're robbing us of the competitive spirit.
Yeah.
Because it's so much more of entertainment than anything now.
Yeah.
No more competition. No more.
So I love that you said that, and I guess I'll leave it with this: is there a league that you do see that goes, "Oh, we got the talent and we bring that competitive spirit that can compete with the NBA potentially"?
Overseas?
Yeah.
Oh no.
So we
No.
still got the greatest basketball players in the world.
Yeah, we do. We do. It's a mental thing too for a lot of the European players because they watch it. They're fans. They're NBA fans as well, and a lot of them had NBA dreams.
Right.
But now they're getting it over in the Euro League, and some of them are just as big as a LeBron James is in his own country. You know, um, where was I going with this? So, like, some guys, man, they don't have to come. They don't have to come to the NBA
Wow.
if they don't want to, because they got it good enough where they're at.
Right.
They're on that mega superstar status.
Out there.
And some of our players who didn't make it to the NBA were able to go overseas and find that as well. But a European team alone coming over here it's it's rare, you know, very rare. How many times can you recall an NBA team going over to Europe and losing?
Good point.
Right.
Good.
Maybe one, right? Maybe one or two. That's how it's rare.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you're still a pro ball player,
Right.
and wherever you at, when you're playing pro ball, you in Europe or in NBA,
Yeah.
well, still pro ball, still high level ball. You still, those guys, hey, they're just as competitive. And sometimes, man, this is an intimidation factor. That's what I was trying to get to. Excuse me. This is a mental intimidation factor because I saw these dudes on TV for so long, and now here they are in the flesh. Oh shit, I got to guard so and so.
Right.
I got to guard Damian Lillard, Dame time. You know, I got to guard I got to guard Kawhi. I got to guard Paul George. I got to guard LeBron. Like when Bulls used to go over to Europe and play. You know, when they go to Spain and play, they go to Italy, or they go to France or whatever to play one of the top league. You know, one of the top teams from the league. You know, those guys were done mentally. Because,
Right.
oh, damn, this is Michael Jordan. You know,
Yeah.
he might have a couple pairs of Jordans. You know, but what's happening with this change up in the rules is, okay, a guy like Jokic can do even more, you know, because he's used to the physicality. You know what? They're not going to touch me. You know, oh man, I'll have a ball. And
Right.
that's why he's genuinely having fun playing. Luka Doncic, he's genuinely having fun playing. He's always smiling when he's out there on the court.
Hold on.
All the
Stay.
European players are smiling.
Hold on. Stay there before we get out of here.
You heard it?
No. I'm going to ask you something. Jeff Teague says something about the Joker, right? And I want to ask you, is this true? He said the game is so sweet and Joker is so good that he purposely don't want an MVP because he don't want the limelight. They say right now the Joker is too easy for him, and he's dialing back down because it's like he don't like the spotlight. He don't want all that. He just want to play ball.
Right.
Like you
Yeah,
said,
he don't want the rah-rah.
do you see that a little bit with some of these guys?
But no, it's just you know, it's the first time I'm hearing this, but you know, I can understand it. You know,
Wow.
you don't care about it.
Wow.
You know, but the majority of them do. They thirst buckets for you know, when it comes to social media. You know, even if they put up a little TikTok dance. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Look at the football players. They're doing it with their touchdown celebrations.
Wow.
You know, get those likes. You know what I'm saying? And standing at hey, NFL's showing it. They're taking advantage of it. They're taking advantage of it. They're looking at the numbers and like, oh man, it's crazy. Yeah, they find the top celebration from today's game. You know, and then
Right.
they make a playlist with you know best celebrations of week such and such for the month of you know best celebrations for this season. You know, and they got millions of views. You know what I'm saying? And the likes are in the hundreds of thousands. And then how what? Never mind the reshares, the reposting of certain things that they do. So you know, it would have been crazier though had it been in our era because it was just a different time, different mindset.
I can
You know,
imagine. Lord have mercy.
especially the dudes with the '80s and the '70s. You know, in conversations with them, yeah, things were a lot different in the '90s than it was in the '70s and '80s. You know, some of the things I heard from the older cats who played in those eras. You know, I was like, damn, y'all were what? You know, they made us blush with some of the stuff we was doing. You
Right.
know what I mean? I mean, with some of the stuff that they were doing. You know, because they were some wild. They say we were some wild boys. They were some wild boys too. You know, think about the crazy uncle. He always talk about the past. You know what I'm saying? He always talk about the past. Back in my day, you young punks think you doing this and that. So you know, my generation, we like the crazy uncles right now.
Got you.
You know, and
Yeah.
the cats from before us, those are our crazy uncles.
Yeah.
You know,
Real quick, old boy. I thought you were going here because the Joker seems to be a throwback kind of mentality and everything. Do you think he could have played in the crazy uncle era and still been the Joker, still been MVP, still championship style level player? Is that a fact?
I think he still would have done well. You know, he would have eventually, you know, crept his way into MVP consideration back then because, you know, because he had the skills to. He had the skills to. He was good enough to. Hakeem Olajuwon, he wasn't as great a passer as Jokic. You know, there's a lot faster than Jokic.
Right.
You know, but he was an MVP. You know, with his skill set. So if he could be MVP, yeah, so can Jokic. You know, David Robinson could be MVP. Yeah, so can Jokic.
Got you. Listen, man. On that note, Claus. Listen, bro. It's always an honor, man. Always a pleasure. Happy to know you're doing great, living a good life, man. Happy New Year, and just want to always say thank you and appreciate you, my brother.
For sure, man. Hey, honor and privilege, man.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, my brother.
Great to meet you.
Claus, man.
Claus, before you get off, you got
Yeah.
a greetings here from DR. Water these. He says he's a friend from.
What's up, bro?
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's a trainer. He's an athletic, you know, a strength and conditioning coach.
Okay.
Yeah,
Beautiful. So
Danny
you know,
Algo.
I'm favorite. Yeah, man, that's Keith Claus, special guest. I am beyond enamored and flattered and just appreciate him coming on. AllBall reaction, favorite perspective, expected, so accepted. 47 more subscribers, guys. 47 more. We hit 6,000. Come on, we got Claus on here. He didn't come here for nobody. He's coming with the big dogs, baby. That would like, comentario, suscribe.
Yes, man. Claus like that, yeah.
Like, share, subscribe.
That's right, man. And we out. Appreciate you, my brother. Have a great one.
All right, y'all as well.